All right, so let me share my screen with everyone. And I'm excited for this class, for sure. Okay. And again, I'll have to admit people, so bear with me on if you see me acting weird. That's why. Again, we love this new Zoom system. It's always fun. Anyway.
We wouldn't think anything, Christina.
Pardon? Say that again?
We would not think anything.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. If I'm looking off in space, yeah. Yeah. Okay.
I was thinking it, Monia vocalizes it.
I know.
Oh. We love you for who you are, Christina.
There you go. Exactly. That's right. And anyways, we'll welcome everyone here. My name is Christina Schlecht, as everyone knows, or hopefully everyone knows here. And we're so excited to have you here to learn a little bit about how to boost your energy and a little bit of reasons why maybe there's a cause of a lack of energy. So I really love this picture. It's kind of fitting for the topic because I find a lot of people, again, whether they're not getting enough sleep or all these things that we're going to talk about in a second, this is kind of how we look in the morning when things are just not going as right. So here, let me go in here. All right. So once again, we have our, lots of different reasons for fatigue, right? So whether it be hormone imbalances, and we know this is actually one of the major factors in fatigue, as our hormones are out of balance. And this could be as a result of thyroid, because thyroid is literally just hormones, right? Or it could be actually latent viral infections. We know actually infections do stay within certain parts of the body. As an example, the back of our spine, like the spinal fluid. And they call it latent for a reason, is meaning they're not always active, right? They could be hibernating. So another one for hormones is DHEA specifically, and of course, progesterone for women. And again, we'll go into some of that. We know that, of course, that progesterone, particularly in women, it does decline as we age, and DHEA actually. And so again, as we age, aging is a factor as well. Okay, so minerals and nutrient deficiencies. I think, again, this is one of the most prevalent that I've seen anyway, that people are no longer getting the nutrition that they need, whether it be magnesium or, again, iron. Iron is huge, especially for women. And so, and of course, all other B vitamins, and we'll go into all the details, but this is a huge, huge one that I think is so important for us to understand. And I'm just going to see, I'm going to mute. If you guys haven't muted yourself, if you don't mind, I'd be grateful. And so other causes are physical fatigue. So literally the lack of energy to do anything like going outside or even wanting to get off the couch. I mean, even right now, stress, right? What is stress? It's basically an adrenal imbalance. And it could be also thyroid and other things, but really there's so many factors that play in a part. It could be, again, linked to diabetes, so sugar imbalances, cancer, or other conditions that you could have. Mental fatigue is another one. So mental fatigue, I don't think is as respected, which I think is a disservice to us all. That, we talk about mental health, and really I feel that mental health is literally linked to physical health. So one are in the same, basically. Excuse me. I'm already talking too much. All right, so other factors, again, if you look at mental fatigue, it also is linked to thyroid and adrenal imbalance. So there's a reason why we're going to be talking about the adrenals and about the thyroid, because it has a direct correlation to the energy. So digestion and colon problems. So again, if you are clogged up, if we say, or if you're just you're not processing your nutrients properly, which means that as soon as we eat food, what our body is supposed to do is, even as soon as actually it touches our mouth, we actually are starting to break that up. And of course, as it goes down, what our body's supposed to do is pull those nutrients and vitamins out of the food we're eating, and then actually absorb it into our body. And after we absorb it into our body takes it and puts it in all the different places that it needs. And then we're, you know, that creates obviously wonderful things in different parts, but it also increases energy. So having your colon and understanding that if you have digestive issues, not only are you going to probably be fatigued all the time and lack of energy, but you're also going to be probably nutrient deficient. You're probably going to have hormonal issues. And there's so many things actually that link to digestion and colon. And that is literally why one of the first products that Gary Young, which is the founder of Young Living, used to tell everyone, buy your oils kit or your thieves kit or your Ningshared kit, but also do a colon cleanse, you know? And this was one of the things, you know, the key factors when, you know, Young Living's been around for 26 years. So that was a key factor probably for the first, 25 years. And we're kind of getting away from it a little bit, but I don't feel I feel that we should be actually ensuring that we're supporting our members and telling them that a colon cleanse is so critical to not only your health, but also just to everything you put in your body or on your body. It will help it process better. It'll help your liver. It'll help so many things in your body. So, and one of those things is immune. So again, another cause of fatigue is immune dysfunction. Right now, immune system is really important, right? I mean, really, it's important all the time. You know, any time of year it is important, but right now I think it's even more critical. So that could be a cause of fatigue. Lack of sleep, of course, we know sometimes. Dehydration, I think, again, we don't drink enough clean water. And clean water, I mean by not fluoridated and no chlorine. Of course, medications, they could be a cause as well. Chronic stress, you'll notice this has a bigger, you know, it's not just the one-liner. Chronic stress is probably another one of the biggest factors. Why? Because it's linked to the adrenals, it's linked to the cortisol. It can destroy healthy muscle and bone. It slows healing and normal cell regeneration. It impairs digestion, again, dulls the mental process. You can gain abdominal fat, and of course it interferes with the endocrine function, which is again kind of your whole hormone system, and it weakens the immune system. And I stress that because right now everyone is in a little bit of stress, and I just encourage you guys to, if you can, either take the tools we're using today or find some other ones to help reduce that, to move yourself out of that fear. And because guess what, fear is actually, again, weakens your immune system. So you're actually kind of doing a catch-22 here. I want to be healthy and I want to stay strong, but I'm going to be in a fear mode. So please, please, please do what you can to help with this factor. Of course, we know that environmental toxins like phytoestrogens or being estrogen dominant, right? These type of things are found in our soaps and cleaners, shampoos, hand purifiers, except Young Living's, of course. And we also know that, again, chlorine, fluoride, so many different things, but these actually ultimately raise your estrogen, which also is not a good thing, especially, well, for anyone. So what are some of the things that we can do daily? I'm just gonna go to my page here. So what do we need to actually help increase our energy? Well, we need things like iron. So iron, the body needs iron to make hemoglobin, which is a protein in the red blood cells that transports oxygen from our lungs to the organs and tissues throughout our body. And a really good, actually, product that you can develop as a healthy habit is drinking 2 to 4 ounces of Ningshared daily, right? So another thing we need is CoQ10. So all cells contain CoQ10. All throughout the heart, the kidneys, the liver have the highest levels. So cells use CoQ10 to make energy. Again, I'm just going to say that again. Cells use CoQ10 to make energy, which is what we're talking about, and protect themselves from oxidative stress. So another healthy habit that we think would be a great solution is taking Omega Gize. So Omega Gize is a supplement that has what? CoQ10 in it. It also has actually vitamin D3. It has omega-3 fatty acids. It has lots of awesome things in it. And so that's a suggestion there. So we also need I don't say this properly, so bear with me. I say ashwagandha, that I think is right. So this is one of the most important medicinal herbs in Indian Ayurveda. So, which is basically natural medicine, right? This herb is thought to increase energy by enhancing your body's resilience to physical and or mental stress. So that's a wonderful product. And guess what? We have ashwagandha, not only just in Power Guys, but in other products as well, which we'll talk about. You also need, I guess, I don't know how you say that, ATP, ATP and amino acids. So basically ATP is the energy currency of life. So increased energy allows you to train harder and longer. And tyrosine is an important amino acid. So again, we need amino acids as well, that has been found to increase alertness and energy levels. So both of these, plus a lot of other things, but a daily habit to help, again, increase your energy would be including things like Pure Protein Complete, which is a Young Living shake mix, a drink basically that you can have. So whether it be in the morning, I actually even maybe recommend in the afternoon, depends on how your day goes. It's a great addition. So the other thing actually you need is vitamins. I mean, we all need vitamins, but specifically for energy, you need vitamins. So vitamin A plays a critical role within the cells that allow them to create all the energy a human body needs every day. So it actually, again, I'm just going to read that because it's important to know. Vitamin A, again, is critical. It plays a critical role within the cells to allow them to create all the energy. So whereas vitamin B, we call this the anti-stress vitamin, vitamin B12, and actually even more of the Bs, but it helps transform the food you eat into energy that the cells can use. So isn't it critical that we actually need the vitamin B and vitamin A? I mean, and again, it's not just vitamin B12, by the way, but we highlight that one just to help. So again, products that contain vitamin A and vitamin B, again, there's quite a few, but Super B, of course, Ninja Zing, and we'll talk about a little bit in that second, but also actually our new product, which is the Illuminize, right, is very high in vitamin A. So the next item you need is iodine. So iodine is needed to create T3 and T4 and to protect thyroid function. So deficiency in iodine may surface symptoms like lethargy or being lethargic, depression, and headaches, among other things. So a phenomenal product actually that has quite a bit of iodine in it is actually Ninja Nitro. And that again is a phenomenal product. So we're going to go a little bit deeper into some of these products and then, of course, into some other things. But so products that do boost energy, again, we talked about Super B. This has all the 8 B vitamins. It helps maintain your energy. B vitamins are always known as the energy vitamins. So just so you guys know that, like I just call, when someone first tells me they're low in energy, the first thought I have is B vitamins. So just so you guys know. It also supports your immune system, mood support, which is your B5, and it helps protect against free radicals. Ninja Red, you guys all know it's my favorite juice. It's full of antioxidants, helps support detoxification, helps support cellular function. It contains a ton of minerals and nutrients and vitamins. And I consider it, because it's an antioxidant, it reduces that rusting. It says of the tissue, but if we think of an apple, right, and how it, can oxidize, which means kind of go browny, right, as it is exposed to oxygen. Well, that's kind of what our body does if we're not giving ourselves enough antioxidants, which is through fruits, vegetables, or essential oil, whatever that is. And so this product, helps prevent that. I'll just say it like that. We kind of talked about Pure Protein Complete, which is that shake. But again, in addition to the ATP and all the other things we talked about, it also contains 25 grams of protein. That's a lot. If you actually compare it to most on the market, that is actually one of the highest. It also has a full range of amino acids, and of course the protein helps support metabolism. So that's we have two. We have the chocolate and the vanilla. I didn't like the vanilla at the start, but I bought it, so I went through it, and now I'm addicted to it. So, you know, everyone will have the one they love, or you might even like both. So Ninja Zing, this is a product that we all have come to learn to love. It's kind of like I don't want to say it's like a Red Bull, but it's like an energy drink in a way, like almost like a pop, but healthy. And this, of course, contains vitamin A and quite a few vitamin Bs and E, and it has naturally occurring caffeine. So a lot of times, the first actually, I think 2 or 3 I really did not enjoy it, interestingly enough. And then after, now I'm addicted, right? So the same with Dane. So it has like a little zip to it because it actually has black pepper in it, and it has a very strong lime flavor. And I really love this drink. So this is something that I'll just put in the fridge and then have it every so often. And it really does give me that really good boost of energy. Again, not like a sugar drink, but just like that little bit of an increase that can last the whole day, actually. So Ninja Nitro, this is another phenomenal product. This was actually a product that we've had for a long time, well before Zing. And again, because it has the iodine in it, it's very supportive to the thyroid, right? And the other thing it can do is it actually, I think the name of it is called cognitive fitness, which means that it's very good for the brain, right? And anything that's good for the brain is also, interestingly enough, very good for the cardiovascular health. So this is a really good one. I had one just before here. And this, again, these 3 products that I just talked about, the Ninja Red Juice, Ninja Nitro, and Ninja Zing, all of course have our wolfberry like awesome fruit that we have. So these are really key products to have always. Peppermint essential oil, we know, is phenomenal for diffusing, inhaling, and if you have the plus line, of course, you can, or vitality line in the States, you can put it in your water. It really helps cool fatigue muscles. A lot of us will put it on the back of our neck. And of course, we know that it helps. Anything with peppermint will help just really invigorate you. And most actually athletes will have this in their pockets, and they'll throw it on their muscles. They'll actually inhale it. And of course, I like to diffuse it with lemon in particular, because I find peppermint just by itself might be a little too strong. So I actually do normally kind of 2 or 3 drops of lemon or lime or orange, and I'll add only 1 drop of peppermint. And this is, again, a wonderful way to wake up. Not only does it refreshing, but it keeps, like, your mind goes very alert very quickly. So lemon oil, might as well talk about that one. Any citrus oils actually really give you an energy boost. Lemon in particular, just in my opinion, is very well known to do that. So that's why it's added here. Again, if you have the plus oil, I have both the line here. So we have bottles that are with the white label, which are considered plus or vitality in the States. And then we have the same bottle or same name and oil inside, which actually look like our normal bottles. So just so you know, just from a legislative point of view, in the States, they have a vitality line, which are ingestible, which look like this. And in Canada, again, looks like this, but it's called the plus line. But the oil in the bottle is exactly the same. So it just from a regulatory point of view of why we need 2 different bottles. And yeah. So Paraguys, sorry. Remember I said it contains that ashwagandha herb. So again, it helps increase energy and the body's resilience to physical and mental stress. It helps boost stamina and performance, mental clarity, and of course, lots of other things. This is a product that originally was designed, I believe, for men, but knowing what it does to the body, a lot of women, of course, take this product because, again, they might want the benefits of some of these herbs and some of the energy. Okay, so Omega Drives, basically, I went over that, but I just, again, want to talk about helping with mental clarity, helping with the CoQ10, vitamin D3, of course, and the omega-3 fatty acids. And again, this is every cell in your body relies on omega-3 fatty acids to function well. That's important. So some of these products should be fundamental products, and some like maybe like nitro or zinc might be things that you just have every once in a while, or if you're studying, or if you have a test coming up, or you really need to provide an extra, you know, more focus. That's when I use things like zinc or nitro. But a lot of the other products like Omega Gies and the Super B and Pure Protein Complete and Ninja Red are fundamental products that clearly you can see our body absolutely needs and requires to stay healthy. So what are some oils that again help with general energy? So here you can see, I'm not going to read them all, but you know, rosemary is beautiful. We know that's wonderful for mental clarity and helping with memory. Cypress, Melissa, juniper. Energy is a really, sorry for the picture, it's a little blurry there, but energy or motivation. Someone just asked today, well, what's a good oil for motivation? I'm like, motivation, you know, like, and I meant that as a joke, but really not. We have an oil called Motivation, and it is a wonderful, wonderful oil. I also really love Awaken. So again, you guys choose what oils you love. And sometimes like Valor is something I use every single day on the back of my neck. And it is critical to my sanity and my life. And so, but if I need an extra pick me up, that's when I look to some other oils to really like Clarity. Clarity is not one I love, but some people do. But it's a very strong smell for me. But do I use it when I need it to be more clear, to help with mental alertness? Absolutely, right? So, and that's how you can use some of these oils as well. Okay, so another product that a lot of people don't really know too much about, interestingly enough, is multigreens. So Gary Young, you know, I really encourage you guys, if you can, to go and watch his old videos and stuff like that, read his old literature, because multigreens is one of these foundational products, especially if you actually are an O blood type, which I am. I remember Gary saying that we need at least 10 of these a day if you're an O blood type. And why? Look at what it includes. Excuse me, one second. So things from, everyone buys a lot of these things separately, right? Like the kelp, alfalfa, spirulina, barley grass, the list goes on. Anyways, what is so important is these capsules actually have all of this, plus more, as you can see, including our very precious Melissa oil. So not only does this, of course, boost with energy, but also helps with the nervous system, circulatory systems, and glandular systems. So again, this is, I'm just going to move this so I can see here. So it's a super green food. So instead of having a smoothie that you may or may not like, because I know that green smoothies are not always the best, this is actually a chlorophyll plaque green food supplement. This is powerhouse because it has the essential oils. So if you have a slow metabolism, take 3 capsules 2 times daily. If you have a fast metabolism, take 4 capsules once or twice daily. And of course, as you can see, you can take it with meals if you have a sensitive tummy. But this is one, again, you can choose to just ramp up or do what you need to do. But I know as an O blood type, what Gary Young said, and I try to follow some of it, all of his advice as best as I can. So I'll just leave it with that.
Christine, is there a way to tell, like, if you have a slow or fast metabolism?
Well, there is actually, if you belong to a like a gym, I mean, obviously not right now, but they have a machine that you can put your hands on.
Oh yeah, okay.
Okay, and it will tell you your rate. So, which is funny. So Dave and I, we did this test on the cruise. So we went to the Alaskan Young Living cruise, and we all did this test, right? Actually, if Monia's on here, she was there, or Liz. And it's funny because Dave and I, which are the heavier people in the group, had the fastest metabolism. So it's not by weight, right? So you can't, so that it's funny for me because I often don't eat a lot, like, which seems odd, you know, that I'm heavier and I don't eat a lot. why wouldn't I lose weight? Because I have a fast metabolism. But because of that, my body actually stores it all because I'm not eating enough for my metabolism, if that makes any sense. I should be eating, like my thing is I need to eat every 2 to 3 hours, and I have to actually eat around 10 or 11 o'clock at night. And if I don't, my body thinks I'm in starvation mode. So it's important to find out what you have, if you have a fast metabolism or slow. And again, if you belong to a gym, definitely, it's worth the money to just see, and then you can actually make your decisions based off of that, right?
Okay.
Awesome. Okay, so Master Formula for me, this is again one of our unsung heroes. A lot of people don't understand the power of it. This is again, it's a full spectrum, multi-nutrient, containing antioxidants, minerals, nutrients, and again, it's really just giving your body what it needs. So we are not getting the food we need, unfortunately. And so when we look at all the different capsules that are in this, it contains what? All the B vitamins, zinc, copper, manganese. It also contains vitamin A, D, E, K. A lot of people are looking for a fat soluble K vitamin. This is your go-to here. It also has turmeric, clove, fennel, and the list goes on. And then these actually food capsules have broccoli, onion, like all these raspberry, garlic. And as you can see, the list goes on. Why is it so important? Do I take actually my Super B when I take my Master Formula? No, because they have the same vitamins. So what I was told is actually to take my normal stuff, and then I just supplement Master Formula every 3 to 4 days. So it's not something, you can take it every day, but I take a lot of Ninja Red. I take a lot of all the other supplements, and some are already kind of the same, right? So again, this is something that I have, but I don't go through it within a month, but I definitely, every few days I will have the full packet. And I think it's important because this has actually other things that Ninja Red doesn't. This has other things that all my other supplements don't. So it's good to ensure that I have that in my system, especially things like the zinc, selenium, copper, and even chromium. I know a lot of people are like, whoa, no, it's actually our body needs certain minerals in our body to function properly for our vision, for our heart, for so many different things. So the other product I know we have is Ninja Red. So Ninja Red, you guys know, is my most favorite product, and it contains so many things from wolfberries to pomegranate, plums. It really helps with your digestive system. It helps actually support your DNA, energy, immune system, and the list goes on, heart, kidney, liver. And we know just taking one shot of this is like consuming these type of things. 45,000 almonds, 190 apples, 1,600 blueberries. And we know, again, it's super high on this ORAC scale on the bottom right-hand side is basically what we call an antioxidant scale. And it is just super high compared to any other fruits or vegetables. So as you can see here, all I'm just trying to show you here is if you look at the very top of every single section here, every system of the body, every part of the body, Ninja Red is on the list. So out of all the products, people ask me, what's your favorite oil? And I try to not answer that with an oil. I know it sounds weird. I say, well, actually, my favorite Young Living product is Ninja Red because it supports my whole body and it has essential oils in it. So it's a win-win. But if, of course, people know probably my most favorite oil is Valor, but really it's probably Canadian Majestic because I really love Canadian Majestic even more. But anyways, so I move on. So one other thing, of course, with energy, we talked about, of course, is our CoQ10 and vitamin D3, omega-3 fatty acids. Well, this supplement, which is MindWise, helps both the brain and the heart. And just one second. So a lot of people feel like they have brain fog. And of course, we know brain fog is linked, of course, to digestive issues. But brain fog is also linked to not having the food that your brain and heart need. So your brain and heart actually need almost the same type of nutrients. And I think it's so important to understand that, especially for women, that our heart is super important. And if we don't actually give our brain the food that it needs and actually fill it up, our heart actually doesn't get any nutrients. So that's how our body works. Our body actually gives, so we intake these nutrients, and if our brain is deficient in, say, CoQ10 or omega-3 fatty acids or whatever it is, it will actually flush, everything will go to the brain, and whatever, after it's full, then it will release it to the heart. So that's really, I'm being very simplistic here, but that is the truth. So that's why I believe so many people have heart disease. And there's lots of factors involved there, but it's because we're not filling the brain enough to actually feed the heart. So if you feel deficient in this regard, supplementing with OmegaGize or MindWise would be a very good thing to do for like and increase it for maybe a month or 2 or 3 to fill that brain up, give it what it needs. And then of course, then you go back to maintenance. And then of course your brain and your heart will be very happy people or things in our body. And of course, you guys all know, or maybe you don't, but it's so important to actually understand why I'm talking about Young Living supplements. They are not the same as retail store-bought supplements. We know we actually, not only do we make sure we have the most purest, authentic essential oils that we put in these different types of supplements, but we actually get the highest quality food source ingredients. So there's no synthetics in these, which is so, so important, which also means because we have the oils in it as well, our body can assimilate it better. We have actually, meaning it's more bioavailable to us. We can increase the potency when we have the oils in it. It increases their effectiveness. And of course, without these oils, we might not have been assimilated then. So with putting essential oils into our supplements, we actually have a blood absorption rate of 86% within 1 hour. Whereas if you were to buy a store-bought one, you're literally peeing out, and I don't mean to be rude on that, but you're peeing out more than 50%, almost 60% you're actually peeing out. So because when we don't absorb it, it's actually just being released in our, mostly, in our urine. And so why do people feel differently when they actually start using Young Living supplements? It's because of the absorption factor with the oils. And it really does make an impact. And I'm sure if you're in our group and you've seen a lot of the testimonials, you'll see why. So getting into hormones. So hormones was one of the things that we were talking about. And I saw this online and I wanted to share. I can't actually go through each of the individual oils. I'm going to go through some though. But we know hormone imbalances affect so many things like we talked about before. And these are some of the oils that can help. And you can go and just Google each one to see if it helps with different levels of hormones, increasing, decreasing. And I will go into some in a moment. So Endoflex, Scleral Essence, Lady Scleral, Frankincense, Cedarwood, Geranium, and Clary Sage. And of course, we'll talk about a few different ones in a second. And we're going to talk about here is our pineal gland, pituitary gland, hypothalamus. All these different actually are, we call the chief controller glands of the body, basically, of the hormones. And it supports growth and reproduction, nervous system, body temperature, hunger and thirst, all these different things. And these oils, frankincense, lemon, and cedarwood, are actually a phenomenal different oils that you can use to help with your body. So in particular, you guys know my favorites here. Frankincense, of course, it actually will help increase the blood flow to the pineal and pituitary glands. We know that lemon, we talk about decalcification of the pineal gland. So lemon is a phenomenal oil to use because it will help decalcify that. So it helps unblock that gland. And then cedarwood, because it's super high in sesquiterpenes, it helps work on deprogramming cellular misinformation as a result of maybe toxic exposures. So the thyroid gland. So we're getting into the good stuff right now. So thyroid is so, so important We know it actually looks like a little butterfly. A lot of people will, describe it as that. And it has 4 small glands on the backs, which is called parathyroid. Sorry. So it's located at the base of your neck, and it makes hormones that travel through your bloodstream and regulates how your body breaks down food and uses for energy. And we know that the parathyroid controls the calcium levels in our blood, bones, and throughout the body. Oops. So this is a chart that a lot of, it's online, so this is not something special for me, but a lot of people don't realize that the thyroid hormone regulates a lot of different functions in the body, from heart rate to body temperature, body weight, menstrual cycles, cholesterol, breathing, nervous system, temperature, hair growth. Honestly, the list goes on. It also plays a huge role in vitamin D production. So the thyroid is so, so important. And a lot of people ask, A, they don't know about it, and B, why is that? So the thyroid hormones affect almost every cell in your body. Part of its job is to regulate the speed of your cell functions. So it says, example here, thyroid hormones regulates your heart rate and how fast your intestines process food. Did you guys know that? So the thyroid hormones regulate your heart rate and how fast your intestines process food. That's pretty, pretty important, right? So if levels are low, your heart rate may be slower than normal, and you may have some constipation or weight gain. If your levels are high, you may have a rapid heart rate and diarrhea or weight loss. So because of time, I'm not going to get too much into detail about how it works, but you guys can read this here. I just want to put that attention on item number 3. Again, your thyroid uses iodine to make hormone, which is your T4. And so iodine is absorbed through the intestines into the bloodstream, and then it makes its way to the thyroid. So this is really important for understanding why is it that people flock to things like Ninja Nitro, which has a ton of iodine in it. Well, this may be one of the reasons. It's not just necessarily for cognitive fitness, right? So a lot of times people don't know the stats here. So women are 10 times more likely to have a thyroid imbalance than men. 10 times. That's a big number in my opinion. So another important thing to know is what can go wrong with the thyroid. So these of course are the top 4, the hypothyroidism, goiters, right? We know about those. Hyperthyroidism, of course, we know there's thyroid cancer. And again, some stats here, up to 60%. And I think I should find a different thing, but I think it's actually almost up to 80 now. But most people are not aware that they have a thyroid issue. And here, actually, we're going to go into a few details here about the thyroid. So again, look at all the different things that for hypothyroidism, here's some of the symptoms. And so when your thyroid is sleeping on the job and you're not kicking out enough T3 and T4, that's when we talk about hypothyroidism. So again, trouble sleeping, fatigue, difficulty concentration, dry skin and hair, depression, sensitivity to cold temperatures, frequent and heavy periods, joint and muscle pain. And as you can see by the picture, loss of eyebrow hair, there's lots of different things that can happen. And of course, some oils that may support hypothyroidism could be things like Endoflex, myrrh, myrtle, spruce, geranium, blue tansy, and lemongrass. And then we move now, excuse me, to hyperthyroidism. So this is when, again, too much of a good thing, not always so good, right? So when your thyroid starts kicking out too much T3 and T4. So again, you might have symptoms of anxiety, moodiness, hyperactivity, sweating or sensitivity to high temperatures, shaking or hand trembling, hair loss as well, and light or missed menstrual cycles. So again, this is hyperthyroidism. And maybe some oils that could support could be Endoflex, ledum, lemongrass, myrrh, myrtle, spearmint or peppermint, and clove. You'll notice some are very similar, right, on both pages. So here's, again, just a brief list of supports for the thyroid. Again, we talked about all the Ninja Red products, Ninja Red Juice, the Ninja Zing, the Ninja Nitro, the oils, again, that seem to be on both sides of both slides. Endoflex, geranium, myrrh, myrtle, and I'm sure you saw a few more. Some of the supplements we talked about, Thyromin, we didn't talk about that one yet because that's only for US residents. Multigreens, sulfurzyme, essential zymes, because any digestive enzyme is going to help your digestive system, but it's going to also help, enzymes help you absorb the minerals and nutrients that you're putting in your body. And Gary Young said the #1 thing that you should put in your body is enzymes. So if you had to pick one in here, that might be a really good one for just overall health, right? Master Formula, we did talk about. And of course, Mineral Essence, this is again, only a US product. But again, we do have a lot of US members that will watch this. So I just wanted to throw that in for those as well. How you apply the oils, again, you can put it right over the thyroid, which we know is in the lower part of the neck here. You can also actually put it on the VitaFlex points, which some are actually around the thumb, the base of the thumb here. Or if this was our foot, and it's our big toe, we put it around the base of the big toe. And you can also, if you have the plus line of, say, like Endoflex, sorry, it's right here, of Endoflex, and you have the plus line or the Vitality line, depending what country you're in, you can also take it as capsules. And my dogs have just come in, so hopefully they don't have a little play session, but okay, so adrenals. This is one that I said we would touch as well. I've kind of hinted at it a few times, but as you can see here, adrenal glands, there's 2 parts basically, and they produce a set of hormones, and they both have actually different functions. So a lot of time you'll see it actually, see that little part that's sitting on top of the kidney, that actually is the adrenal glands. So the outer part of the adrenal cortex produces hormones called, corticosteroids basically, that influence or regulate the salt and water balance in your body, the body's response to stress, inflammatory response, metabolism, immune system, and sexual development and function. That's a lot. Like, that's a lot to deal with your body. Wow, we really need to support our adrenal glands, right? So again, we know that the adrenals are, we call it the stress hormone. But as you can see, it does so much more. So when a lot of people don't realize that, so as an example, certain products that we're going to look at in this list here, like Super B. So our adrenal glands need B vitamins, and they help us get out of that fight or flight response, because that's actually what the adrenals do, right? It's actually that fight or flight or digest and rest. So the adrenal glands, once they are, I call it stressed out because that's what they are. Once they're drained of all the nutrients and vitamins that they need, we actually, just like Super B, we don't actually produce B vitamins in our body. So a lot of people are like, oh, you never need to supplement. I'm like, whoa. Are you eating like a table full of broccoli every day? Because if not, the amount of B vitamins or other vitamins or nutrients that are in our food today don't even come close to what our body needs. And if we look at the rate of mental illness, the rate of even just looking at your friend, look at your friend or your neighbor next door, how stressed out they are all the time, and how you can tell that people are very punchy these days, right? They don't absorb the information and just, okay, and then respond. People's response are right away. And a lot of times they are, because they don't have the proper B vitamins, it might not be so positive all the time. So B vitamins in particular for the adrenals are critical. And because we don't produce B vitamins, it's so critical to keep supplementation up. So again, other products you'll notice are the same that help support the adrenals. All the Ninja Red products that we talked about before. Other oils like Endoflex, again, we know is the same for thyroid. Energy, Stress Away, Immune Power, Clove, rosemary, nutmeg is one of my favorites. and blue spruce, actually. Blue spruce also really helps the adrenals. And a lot of times I'm putting these things on my wrists, like nutmeg I like to put on my wrists. You can actually put it on your thyroids. Oh, sorry, your thyroid too, but your adrenal glands, which are at the back. And if you ever actually watch any sports, so I used to play competitive sports all the time. So the adrenal glands are the things that you can actually hit in the back of your back. I'm not sure if I can stand up and show, but like back here, no, I can't. I'm too short. But in the back, your adrenal glands, they're right over your kidneys. And a lot of times sports people will actually just hit their back before they start to do a sport or while they're warming up. Why? Because basically they're trying to get the hormones going. They're trying to wake up their adrenals because they have something to do. They have to run faster. They have to do certain things. They have to get their energy up. And that's what they do. So instead of hitting your adrenals, which is not so healthy all the time, you can support them and already have an increased energy and a very well supported adrenal gland. So other products, again, the Powergize, Endogize, Sulfurzyme, Super C, and as you can see, also calcium and magnesium. So we have these products called Mega Cal or Super Cal. These are products that probably should be on the list because we do need calcium and magnesium for not just our adrenals, but for so much else. And people that have trouble sleeping, we know a lot of times, again, it's a magnesium deficiency, and you can't just have magnesium without calcium, actually. So there's a balance there that Young Living is very aware of, and they actually have made sure that the balance is accurate. And so, whereas if you look at other types of supplementation out there, it's not always so accurate. And so again, you can Google more for information on that. But Endoflix, again, we talked about that. Phenomenal for the adrenals, help support metabolism. Again, these are U.S. claims because this is U.S. Vitality Oil. Help support the nervous and glandular systems and so much more. So this is one because it has spearmint in it. It smells really yummy. And so again, most people will just put it on their neck, but you can also put it in other places as well. Stress Away, a lot of people again have used this. They can diffuse it. You can put it on your body. It really does help reduce nervous tension. And I think a lot of people, I'm not that person, but so many people love because it has the lime and vanilla in it. So it's a very sweeter smell. So that's a really good oil. Energy I talked about. This is it does help with mental alertness because again, the oils in it like black pepper, clove, juniper, rosemary, everything is just high energy in this bottle, and it really does help. And it's really good one to diffuse or just again put it on your feet or just inhale over your nose. Nutmeg I kind of talked about, again, amazing for the adrenals. Blue spruce as well. I think it's also, blue spruce we know is a really high frequency oil, but I find it's a calming oil. So it's that almost like Ninja Red. It gives you an energy, but it's not like that spike. It's just a natural, wonderful, relaxed energy. And I of course, we know we love blue spruce oil in our team. Okay, so just gonna wrap up in the hormone section. Again, we know that different hormones do different things. For women specifically, we have our estrogen, right? So it helps us develop female sex organs, helps maintain menstrual cycles, and so much more. Progesterone, of course, we know is very important at the back end of our cycle, I guess I'll say, where again, it helps promote survival of the egg once fertilized, helps maintain the uterus, especially in preparing it for pregnancy, help as a natural antidepressant. So progesterone is really, really, really important to the body. And so testosterone for men in particular is kind of like our progesterone for women. So testosterone, as you can see by the chart here, as you kind of get older, and this is the same, I'll show you a chart in a second, but testosterone does decrease in men. And so it's really important because what does testosterone do? It helps boost sex drive in men, of course. It helps increase their energy levels. It helps with bone density. It helps with hair production, helps promote a sense of well-being. Testosterone is so, so, so important. So when we look at estrogen and testosterone, you can see actually as we age, kind of past, I would say 30 and 40, depending the, female or male, you'll see these drop dramatically. Like, so it's so critical to ensure that we actually understand that these hormones are very important to our systems. DHEA is, again, another hormone which declines, as you can see, rapidly after age about 25, 30, and specifically, 30, 40 for women. And so it's so important to understand. So this is, again, DHEA supports bone density, energy and metabolism, healthy sexual function, and also it's the most abundant circulating hormone. So again, it peaks at 25, and at age 70, most people's DHEA levels have declined by over 80%. And this can lead to hormonal imbalances that can affect quality of life. So I put this in here because I'm so upset sometimes people, the soaps that we have out there. So one of the leading causes of actually progesterone decrease is because we have become estrogen dominant. And what does that mean? It means that estrogen dominance is as a result of actually putting products on our skin or in our body, like soaps, hand soaps, waterless hand purifiers, like hand purifiers, I'll just say. These all have things like in it, like triclosan. Triclosan and other types of products have this thing that's called an estrogen mimicker, and it really just changes it just changes the hormones in our body to not in a good way. And this estrogen dominance, as you can see here, is linked to insomnia, decreased mental acuity, headaches, and so much more. And then in a chronic way, it's leading to even more. So breast cancer patients show higher estrogen levels than those without breast cancer. And again, so I'm not saying anything, just again, do your due diligence, but it says no woman with or without a uterus or ovary should ever take estrogen of any kind alone. So that's really important to know. So what is maybe a product that we have and all love? So progesterone. So Progestins Phyto Plus, again, can be something that you might look to help balance those hormones, right? It can help resolve PMS symptoms in 83% of women in this study, can help increase sex drive in women, of course. This is a product just designed for women, and it can raise progesterone. And Dr. Dan Purser was actually, he's a specialist, basically a medical doctor that specializes in these type of products. And he helped actually Young Living and Gary Young make this product, and he has written a whole book on it. So I'm just for timing, I'm just going to leave it there. But PPP is what it's known for. So PPP is something that most women on our team have used at one time or always. And it's not something actually you notice right away. It's something actually when you run out and you don't realize actually the impact that it's made on your life, because it's something that slowly builds up in your system. And again, hormones are not something that changes like that. It actually changes over 2, 3, 4 months. And when, again, just like Ninja Red, you don't see all the benefits until you stop it normally. And then you're like, whoa, what's happened, right? So PPP is something that you might not have to use every day. But if you read Dan Purser's book, I highly encourage it. It's a very short read, but it goes through all the wonderful things that PPP can do for our body and why it's critical to have progesterone in our body for women specifically for a very long time. So I've just listed some other oils. I'm not going to go into details, but again, I've already briefly talked about some of these, but you'll notice the same kind of ones keep coming up for energy, for thyroid, for different hormonal things like myrtle, endoflex, geranium, so all these different oils are phenomenal. So I'm just going to give them a read. So for those that might not be able to see the screen well, so clary sage, scleral essence, lady scleral, dragon thyme, fennel, and I can't see, one sec, geranium, dill, myrtle, sage, and endoflex. So that's for the women. And then specifically for the men, Gary Young, again, remember, testosterone, right? So Gary Young realized that we have all these wonderful products for women, but guess what? A lot of these women have husbands, and we also now have a lot of people, men in particular, that are members of Young Living now, especially since we have the accounts, the dual account now. So Shootron was a specifically made product for men. And although I'm sure if you've ever smelled the Shootron oil, us women really like it. And it's very good for our libido and theirs too. But it really does help support testosterone for men. Another oil, I can see it's backwards, I apologize for that, but is Mr. Nutmeg is also wonderful. And another wonderful product that I think all men should be taking is prostate health. I think we know, again, it helps with a healthy prostate function. What is maybe one of the number one things that most men have now, right? You can Google that. Anyways. So, oops. I really love this picture. Made everyone laugh. So that's why I added it again. But when we have energy, when we have vitality, when we actually have the proper balance in hormones, you know, life is better. Life seems to just be more fun. You have more fun with your partner, whoever that may be, or your husband or wife. And you know what? This is, you know, this picture just brings joy, and you can just really feel the fun and the happiness between, and of course the health. You know, you can't normally do these type of things when you're not in good health. So if you don't already know, we have so many resources for you guys. I'm just going to wrap it up right now, and then I'll stop the recording, and then we'll do some questions. But we have, of course, our educational Clubhouse website, which is also mobile friendly, so you don't even have to pay for an app, which is awesome. We have our trail guides. We have our public Facebook groups. We have our online public site, which we have actually all these videos being loaded there. We also have our blog page and a link to all our events on that public site as well. So I really, really hope that if you want to learn more, again, if you're not on our team, go to our YouTube channel or our public Facebook page, and or if you're in our team, in my opinion, we have our private classes and of course a ton of more information in our Clubhouse website, private website. So if you haven't already registered for that, here's the link there, and you can go and check that out. So also, I just add this, we always have our SOAR conference, and this year it's October 3rd to 4th, and this tickets are on sale at our public site. So I really hope, again, I'm going to stop here my share, but I hope you really enjoyed this class. And of course, we'll try to load this for you after the recording is all done. I'm going to stop the recording now so we can answer some questions. And again, we'll load this on YouTube as well, so you can share it with people. Thanks, guys.